Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Peterson Automotive Museum Deep Dive Series. Today we're going to be talking about a 1967 Honda N600. And not just any Honda N600, and not just any Honda automobile, but the very first Honda car that was ever imported to the United States. Not just the first model, this very car, serial number 1000001. This car made its way through the Port of Los Angeles as kind of an experimental vehicle. Like a lot of manufacturers do before they make a serious effort to break into a market, they kind of tiptoe into it a little bit, get used to it, feel the waters, and see how well they'll do. Well, Honda apparently thought they'd do well enough to actually import the car to America for a number of years. But this is the one that started it all, the first Honda automobile. Now, there had been motorcycles and two-wheel vehicles built by Honda in the United States for a long time, but never a car before this. Even though built in 1967, the Honda N600 is actually a very advanced car. It's front-wheel drive and front engine, which means that all of the mechanism is up here. Very, very efficient. It also means that you've got the maximum amount of space for your passenger compartment, which can seat 4, 5 in a pinch if the 3 people in the back are really friendly. It's a 2-cylinder air-cooled engine derived from one of the motorcycle engines. The shifter, because it's front-wheel drive, the shifter comes straight out of the dashboard. It doesn't come from the floor because it's actuated by a mechanism that goes over the engine. It's a very basic car. This particular one doesn't even have a radio. It's got a blank for an antenna, and it's got a hole in the dash where a radio could be if you wanted to order one. But most people ordering this car were a little bit on the frugal side, and that wasn't something that was a priority. The car is actually based on an N360 Honda. 360 because it's 0.36 of a liter, which is the magical capacity for a vehicle to fall into the K class in Japan, which is the very cheapest class of vehicle to tax and to buy. In Japan, they tax your cars according to the size of their engine, and anything over 360 cc's was very difficult to get through. But in America, they really amped it up. So we're talking about a car that is 0.6 of a liter, 600 cc's. Good enough to get the car down the road. This will do 65, 70 miles an hour. The car was about saving on fuel, and it was about being a responsible world citizen, being somebody that was a little bit sensitive to your environment, even though by 1973 in the Arab oil embargo, you kind of had to be sensitive to your environment. Whether you liked it or not, you were forced to consider that. It's something that had been done years and years before. Alec Isaganis did it with the 1959-1960 Mini. Like most other two-box cars, it really combines two basic elements in its styling, and neither of them are especially aerodynamic. But this isn't a car for aerodynamic study. This is a car that was meant to get 4 people, 5 in a pinch, down the road cleverly and inexpensively. And since it couldn't go much over 80 miles an hour anyway, aerodynamics really had little to do with it. So here it is, probably one of the most important Honda vehicles that people have never heard about. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Leslie Kendall with Deep Dives at the Peterson Automotive Museum. We'll see you next time.